Hello everyone, friends. What is the most important thing in this life? Of course, it's the practice of gratitude and of course, the feeling. The inner sensation of joy, love, comfort, and harmony. In other words, feeling is one of the most important criteria and keys that help transform and change your life. Of course, if I were to tell you about the benefits right now, when the state of happiness and joy is chewed over 10 times, but I, friends, will try to convey all the value and benefits to you and also do a meditation. So please watch this video until the end. Give it a like and hit the bell, and then everything will work out for us. Happiness, indeed, friends, is what allows you to be, not just to be, but to be in a state of happiness. Of course, I believe that there are certain semi-divine essences that transmit to us very strong, powerful, interesting settings. When we have a certain image or a specific event happens to us, we kind of connect with these essences and gain the opportunity for them to live themselves through us. Of course, this is a very confusing and strange story. It's much easier to say that suddenly vibrations of love and happiness arise in our chest. That will also be true indeed. The reason there is an endocrine system, certain glands, is that under certain feelings, they start to work in such a way that they inject certain chemicals into the blood, which the brain begins to recognize as emotional sensations and transmits these emotions to you in a ready-made form. It's not so important whether something is really happening in your life or not. More importantly, whether the endocrine system injects this chemistry, our internal biological chemistry, into the blood, and whether the brain reads it. So if the brain starts to produce and release these hormones, in the human body, the epiphysis and pituitary gland effectively communicate with the thymus gland in the body and begin to create and synthesize a large amount of a variety of interesting chemicals, which each person perceives and interprets as happiness and joy. Of course, we all know that there is already a large amount of different pharmaceuticals for this, which create the feeling of happiness and joy just as well. But there's one nuance. If you generate this happiness, delight, and joy through your own internal regulation of your state, that is, managing your own emotions, then this happiness, delight, and joy coexist harmoniously with you and contentment. And you can, by controlling it, always revert to a deeper state or back. It's normal. There are no difficulties or pitfalls, but when you start using pharmaceuticals, when you begin to use external chemistry, then a big jump occurs, after which there is a significant drop. And a person, even in strong apathetic states, can come to suicidal thoughts. What can I answer you, friends? In fact, even if a person creates, through their life, a large number of these events, which they internally react to as happiness, joy, and love, they can also later slide into the opposite state. The pendulum swings. It's very important to work on yourself. It's very important to learn to control these states. It's very important to understand that going too far will definitely. A rollback is fine, if it's just a little bit. So today, we will learn to enter a meditative practice just a little bit. +1 in terms of state, what I call a positive mindset. In other words, you see the glass as half full, even if it's just a bit more than half empty. That's wonderful. This actually gives you a serious, correct and very good, in-depth and comprehensive understanding of how you can tune yourself. It's very important for the cells to have these vibrations because the cells really communicate with each other. We all are a kind of whole, like a physiological organism. And if we look more closely, our aura, the information we have, is also whole, along with us. If we have no fragmentation, if we indeed possess this wholeness, if we truly see that we give love to each other within the cells in this wholeness, that contentment and happiness, peace and harmony, balanced smile. State of +1 positive, then there are no problems. A more successful person expresses themselves more actively. They appear more interesting, more beautiful to those around them, more. When a person has little energy, when it's hard for them, yes, it's very difficult for them to resonate and connect with the essences of happiness and love. So they operate on low vibrations, in a completely different state, with a completely different internal chemistry, and it's hard to switch to another mode on their own, hard to build a positive practice by themselves. I called this practice the inner smile. But today we will do a more condensed version, a quicker and at the same time more effective one. Because it's one thing to have 30 minutes, 40 minutes, it's another thing to be in the process of life, to have a lot of work. I don't know, to be a very busy person, but you still need a positive mindset. You have given up, for example, on pharmaceuticals, understanding that you can't balance internal chemistry with external chemistry. So you need to work from within, you need to work on your emotions, you need to work on your independent state. But how? How do you do that? How do you do it right, so that it really works? How do you convince yourself that you really have a positive attitude and start to feel it? The most important thing is to understand, is there sensitivity or not? If there is no sensitivity, it's actually quite simple. Most often, it's a blockage of feelings that can be removed in a certain way. Let's first remove it together. For this, you just need to focus inside yourself, feel yourself, hear yourself, understand the central channel within you, a sort of axis, and tuning into it, to internally request from your subconscious the integrity of your body. Ask if there is a blockage to feeling. If there is a block that dampens my sensitivity, subconscious, show me where this localization is in my body, where this block is, where this spasm is. Let these muscles, so to speak, reveal themselves. Yes, I want to feel. I want to understand where I, for example, feel it in my right shoulder blade. You might have something of your own. It doesn't necessarily have to be a specific sensation. Your attention has simply gone to that part of the body. In other words, your subconscious has somehow responded to you in a way that makes sense to you. All right. So I see it, this blockage. And internally, I also say, definitely subconscious. Perhaps I have consciously or unconsciously set a blockage to the feeling that prevents me from feeling right now. I ask to remove it, to transform it into a resource. Let this become my positive energy. May this energy give me a bonus. And that's it. We continue to observe the central channel. And we kind of smile internally. It's very important to play along with yourself, to give into yourself. Go inside yourself and sincerely smile at yourself. Accept yourself as you are. Is it happening? It's happening for me. Friends, I hope you are in resonance, and it's happening for you too. This block is being absorbed into the feeling. Right. That means you become much more sensitive. Very good. And now if you become more sensitive, you start to feel your body. Feel the cells of your body, that they breathe, that they absorb energy from the environment. They breathe. The cells actually breathe physically. But let's assume that millions of transparent bubbles with each inhale pass through our face, through the skin of our face, into our body, and with each exhale, they spread inside the body in all directions. And the next inhale, we take through the skin of the face and neck. The next inhale is through the skin of the face, neck, chest, and abdomen. Little by little, gradually and steadily, we slowly and carefully spread the surface. That can draw energy inward across our entire physical body. It might be easier for you if I articulate it. The entire skin of the face breathes. And with the inhale, we feel this vibration of happiness and love. The skin of the face and neck breathes, the entire surface of the scalp. The whole head begins to draw in this energy. The face, neck, chest, shoulders, down to the shoulder blades and the arms entirely. Yes, we fully, completely, and thoroughly draw this in. And the next inhale we take through the surface of the skin of the face, head, neck, chest, abdomen, back, as well as the surfaces of the thighs, shins, tops of the feet, and the soles of the feet, entirely and fully. That is, the whole body breathes, the legs entirely, the arms entirely, the torso entirely. We absorb a large amount of these transparent, pleasant, cool bubbles from all sides at once on the inhale, which give a feeling of happiness. We feel this process, smile at it. We realize how billions of these bubbles move inside us and provide this vibration of happiness. We breathe them in. Slowly we return, wiggling our fingers and toes, taking a deep breath, opening our eyes. So friends, is it working just like that? It's that simple. This is how it really is. You just need to do it. If you do this, I assure you, your life will change. It will change exactly as stated in the title of our video. Meditate with us. Light and love.